go. Hello and welcome to Coordination Fan TV. I am Pilo, I'm your host. This is Zwane and talk about Kaizer Chiefs, Amakosi Football Club. And in this video, we'll be looking at some of the things that were highlights of this week. Starting with the fact that after winning against Royal AM, Zwane made some comments when he was asked to Guti, why did he not play Kweneka and Ukune? And then he talked about he wanted to give other players a chance to play, which he could have left it there, but then he continued to mention the fact that, because other players were making individual mistakes, blah, blah, blah. And we've said this, as much as abadlali bengaboza kuyiqiniso lokho, but you don't expose them out there and say things like that. We saw him doing the same thing with Uplomu earlier on in the season, and then he benched him after he underperformed with Royal AM. But you don't do that. You don't constantly expose your own players in the media, because then people end up questioning you, do you care about these players or stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying or accusing aboutZwane of not caring of his players, but I'm just saying, if you come and speak against your own players in the media, then it sounds like you have some agenda or you have some hate, as some people phrase it, towards your players, which is absolutely not true. But then if you don't watch yourself, then you make people think that's true. Number two, on deadline day, people were still hoping Chiefs is going to sign someone. And some of us who have a PhD in Kaizer Chiefs, we knew Uguti Chiefs were not going to sign anyone. We knew Uguti Chiefs wasn't going to. And then they did, apparently, according to some reports, try to sign him to Duzim Tanzane from Cape Town City, which raises a lot of red flags, right? The first one is the fact that if you're going to make a deal with any team on deadline day, we know how complicated things can get in any negotiations. Why would you pick a Cape Town City as a team to negotiate with on deadline day? It's just not going to happen, because our deals to the Cape Town City have not gone well, even when we've had a long time to negotiate. How are you going to get a deal over the line on deadline day? And if this was true also, the other question would be, why would Chiefs be prioritizing an attacking midfielder, a position that we have Sabelo Hatebe is not playing this season? We have Udoli, who plays better as a 10 compared to playing as a winger. You have Umshini, you have Utstebe who can play in that position, yet we're prioritizing signing another attacking midfielder instead of a defensive midfielder, which is a position that we're lacking on. So that's the question then, Guti. If these reports were true, why? What logic was Chiefs following in trying to make that signing? It then makes us say, okay, I see where this poor signing of players has come from in the previous few years, because we have been signing players just for the vibes. As check Uguti, where do we lack? Where are we good? Where do we need to strengthen? So we'll sign it for the vibes. If you're enjoying this video, by the way, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. In this channel, we speak everything that has to do with the Kaizer Chiefs, and we have my live streams every weekday at 7:30, so do join us there. The next thing is the fact that again people were like, yes, I'm Daniel Bryan. We hype about the fact that Usolomonzi came in for Frosler, and it was a blessing in disguise. Frosler got injured, but then things just got worse, because Usolomonzi also got injured, which now means the Chiefs is going to the game against the TS Galaxy without both our right backs, which presents a conundrum. I hope I pronounced that word right. A problem that now we have to decide someone has to play right back. And a lot of people, even in the channel, have had their say, like Kweneka should come back and play as a right back, because that's a position that he has played. And I personally thought Yazin as a right back and bring in Unjabulo Ngcobo to play alongside Udove, and in a way this is allowing you to give Unjabulo Ngcobo a chance to play, but also keeping Ungezana, who played well in the previous game, who has also played as a right back before. So it's going to be interesting then when we play against ETS Galaxy tomorrow to see what is Zwane going to do. And right now khona namanye rumors actually we might get one of the boys from development to play in that position, because we don't have a natural center back on the squad. Because even though Ngezana no Kweneka can play in that position, but the problem is for ungezana, for instance, uyakwazi ukuya phambili but mayifika phambili delivery ne-quality yakhe on the ball won't be as good as what uFrosler or Solomons give you. Kweneka indaba ye-pace, he struggles with the pace. Why was he moved from being a right back to a centre back by Stellenbosch? Because they probably saw ukuthi pace is not there, so that's why they then play him as a centre back. And if uzodlala as a centre back for Chiefs in the way that we are playing, you're gonna need someone who's going to be able to go forward and then go back. But Ukwinika does not have that, so that's the problem we have. Another thing that we thought was a solution, but it will create additional problems, but good problems, is the fact that where do you play Usail? Because we saw within the previous game he played really well coming off the winger, as a winger, playing as a winger and cutting in or taking a defender to a byline and crossing the ball. And what that means is that if Zwane sees him as a better right winger than Utoli, then he will play him as a right winger, which means unfortunately Caleb will still play, which I don't want to see because I've been frustrated enough with that man. So in a way, if Kugutu Sahil ends up playing and then Zwane says, let me play all my best players, and then Adlalse Notuba as a number 9 or Adlalse Dupri as a number 9, then we'll be happy, we'll be celebrating with, oh yes, Tuba centrally, Sahil on the right, Dupri on the left, or even Dupri centrally, Mtu on the left, Toli Kuiten. Then the Chiefs is going to be looking more dangerous, because I do believe Wutu Toli is extremely out of form, but I just want him to be tried as a 10, because then he might give us something that we are not getting from him when he's playing as a winger. Because another thing, lento ukuthi dismiss abonke abadlali ababozayo I sees, because on paper it remains ukuthi uDoli is still one of our better players, and if you have him on the bench he's not helping you with anything. But if you try him and then he actually performs as an attacking midfielder, then you have something in your team. Because even after the first time he got benched, when he came back he was played as a 10 and he performed better. Then he was taken to the wing again and then wakubeka futhi waboza. So I would want to see him playing as a 10 and to see ukuthi what's going to happen. And vele iviki lethu soliqeda ngokudlala ngeGalaxy, and I did make a match preview which you can check on the end screen. But what I think will be interesting against ETS Galaxy mainly is not our midfield, because I think we're still gonna see a double pivot, Kamart, Nostebe, and maybe Mtu will still play in front of them. What's gonna be still interesting for me is how the injuries will affect who Zwane will pick as a right back. Will he pick Unjabulo Ngcobo? Because Unjabulo Ngcobo deserves a chance. But if he does pick Unjabulo Ngcobo as a defender, then that means he is not coming on as a defensive midfielder, because there is also the other issue, Kasamgelo Zwane ukuthi he's not been playing ever since he came in Sundowns, and you do need to give him some minutes ukuthi, as much as he might not be ready to start all the games and play as a defensive midfielder, he still needs to play more games. So then do you keep him as a reserve to come in as a defensive midfielder, or do you actually say I would prefer Ngcobo to play as a defensive midfielder? Because we saw against Arrows ukuthi Ngcobo did come in and play as a defensive midfielder. By Ngcobo I mean Unjabulo, obviously. So it is going to be an interesting game, and the game ETS Galaxy is one of those voodoo games, as people say, but I hope Uguti Chiefs can do well. Let me know what you guys think about all these things. Zwane needing immediate training, where do you think Usail will play, and who do you think will be played as a right back tomorrow against ETS Galaxy? Thank you so much for watching. I will see you 45 minutes before the game tomorrow. I will go live, and until next time, remember, equals I'll pay you more.